Imagine this. A young girl steps into a courtroom, holding her dog's leash tightly. She's determined, fearless, and ready to fight for what she believes is right.
Why?
Because her beloved pet is being accused of a crime he didn't commit. Would you stand up for your best friend if they couldn't speak for themselves? This is a story of justice, courage, and the unbreakable bond between a girl and her dog. But how will a stern judge react to a child defending her pet in court? Stick around, and you'll witness a heartwarming turn of events that will inspire you to believe in the power of loyalty and truth. Let's dive in. It was a rainy morning in the small town of Santa Clara. The local courthouse, with its old wooden walls and arched windows, had never been so crowded. Among the curious faces in the audience, a girl of about 10 years stood out, wearing a floral dress and firmly holding the leash of her dog, a smart-looking mutt named Max. Sophia, as she was known, was a fearless girl full of personality. Her love for Max was evident to everyone in town, but that week, something unusual had happened. The grumpy neighbor, Mr. Armando, had accused Max of destroying his precious tulip garden. Not satisfied with a simple conversation, he decided to sue Sophia's family for damages. What really caught everyone's attention, however, was Sophia's decision to personally appear in court to defend Max. She insisted to her parents, claiming that no one understood Max's heart better than she did. Finally, her hesitant parents agreed. And now there she was, standing before an experienced and stern judge, Mr. Antonio Vasconcelos, known for his rigidity and lack of patience for unnecessary dramas. When the judge entered the room and struck his gavel to begin the session, the murmurs ceased. He adjusted his glasses and looked at Sophia and Max. "Young lady, are you aware that this is a serious court? Why did you bring your dog here?" he asked, frowning. Sophia, with a firm voice and a spark of courage in her eyes, replied, "Your Honor, I brought Max because he deserves to defend himself. He's not an ordinary dog. He has feelings, and I can prove that he wouldn't do something as bad as destroying Mr. Armando's garden." The audience murmured in surprise, and the judge raised his hand to restore silence. "Very well, Miss Sophia. Let's hear what you have to say. But be aware that this court follows the law, not feelings." Sophia nodded and began presenting her defense. With a tablet in hand, she showed videos of Max happily playing with neighborhood children, helping elderly people cross the street, and even chasing away birds that tried to eat the flowers in her own yard. "Max is a protector, not a destroyer," she said with conviction. Mr. Armando's lawyer, a stern man in a gray suit, countered, "This doesn't prove he didn't destroy the tulips. There are dog footprints in the garden, and several flowers were uprooted." Sophia, undeterred, responded, "Sir, Max is much smarter than that. He knows tulips are delicate and wouldn't go near them. Besides, I personally saw a black cat lurking around Mr. Armando's garden on the day he claims the mess happened." At that moment, Max barked, as if agreeing with Sophia. The audience chuckled softly, and even the judge couldn't suppress a faint smile. Then Sophia did something surprising. She called an unlikely witness, Donna Lucia, the neighbor from the corner, who was always on her porch observing the street. Donna Lucia, a gray-haired lady with a calm voice, confirmed, "I did see the black cat. It entered Mr. Armando's garden that day. Max was on the other side of the street, napping under a tree." The judge raised his eyebrows. The statement shifted the course of the case. He looked at Mr. Armando, who now appeared uncomfortable in his seat. "Mr. Armando, do you have anything to say about this?" Reluctantly, the man grumbled, "Well, maybe I jumped to conclusions. I didn't see Max doing anything, but I thought it was him, because he's always roaming the street." The judge shook his head and struck his gavel again. After hearing the arguments and testimonies, this court concludes that there is insufficient evidence to blame Max for the destruction of the garden. Case dismissed. The room erupted in applause, and Sophia hugged Max tightly. The judge smiled, something rare for him, and said, "Young lady, you have a bright future ahead of you. Who knows? Maybe one day you'll become a lawyer." Sophia smiled back and replied, "Maybe, but for now, I just want to enjoy the day with Max." As Sophia and Max walked out of the courthouse, reporters and curious onlookers crowded around them. Questions flew from every direction, but Sophia simply waved and said, "Max and I believe in justice," and today it prevailed. Her confidence captivated everyone, making her a local hero. Meanwhile, Mr. Armando, though embarrassed, approached Sophia's family outside. He extended a hesitant hand and said, "I apologize for accusing Max unfairly. Perhaps I should plant new flowers and learn to get along better with my neighbors." Sophia's father shook his hand, signaling forgiveness, while Sophia smiled warmly. The following weekend, the town organized a small celebration in honor of Sophia and Max. Children brought their pets, and the atmosphere was filled with laughter and joy. Sophia gave a short speech, saying, "This isn't just about Max. It's about standing up for what's right, no matter how small you are." Her words were met with thunderous applause. Months later, inspired by the event, the town council implemented new measures to protect pets and promote harmony among neighbors. A new dog park was inaugurated, and Sophia was invited to cut the ribbon alongside Max. It became a symbol of how even a small act of courage could spark big changes. As time passed, Sophia's story spread beyond Santa Clara. She and Max were invited to share their tale on national television, inspiring countless others to stand up for their beliefs and the ones they loved. Max, now a local celebrity, remained Sophia's loyal companion, proving that sometimes the strongest bonds are built on trust and love.